Stacy with Rise Payments, and today I'm talking about pricing in payments, the different pricing structures. So if you're a business owner and you're trying to manage your costs, the first step that you can take to doing that is first understanding how you're currently priced today. And for 99% of you, it's one of three different common methodologies for pricing. The first one is flat rate pricing, and that is essentially when you take that credit card how much it's going to cost you, and it's usually a flat percentage rate plus a per item fee, or it could be just a per item or just a percentage, but regardless, you know how much it costs per transaction based on the amount of the transaction. The second pricing methodology that's very common is called interchange pass-through, also known as cost plus pricing, and that is when you are getting charged whatever Visa, MasterCard, Discover, Amex might charge for card acceptance. You're getting that passed directly through to you. And we talked about this last time, how that can vary pretty significantly based on a lot of factors, but there's books of how this pricing is structured, and so regardless of what card comes through and regardless of the fee, you're just going to get passed that directly to you, and then you know very clearly how much your processor is making, because that's that plus part of the interchange plus or the cost plus pricing. The third pricing structure is 3-tier pricing, and that's essentially 3 flat rates. So you get a tier 1, which is your best pricing, your lowest pricing, and that is for accepting cards in a way that's most efficient for the type of business you have. And you have downgrades for tier 2 and tier 3 based on your processing habits, so things you can control, right? So it varies for retail versus e-commerce types of businesses, but I'm just going to give the retail example. If you're a retail business, your ideal scenario is that somebody's coming into your business, you are taking that card in hand and swiping it or dipping it into the machine. You get an authorization, you settle that transaction the same day, you get paid on it a couple days later. All of that happens in that scenario. You're qualifying for that lowest pricing, tier 1 pricing, right? Usually that's a great low rate. But you have downgrades, which can be a pretty significant increase in your cost for tier 2 and tier 3. So it's important to know what percentage of your transactions downgrade. A downgrade to tier 2 may be that in that same scenario you have some issue that requires you to actually key in that transaction or that card number instead of swiping it or dipping the card. Then that's going to downgrade that transaction to tier 2. Maybe for whatever reason you had an issue with your terminal, you decided that you don't have it set up to auto batch and you forgot to batch it out that night, and so a couple days later you actually settled transactions days after you got the authorization. That makes those riskier transactions, and so those are actually going to qualify for the highest pricing, tier 3 pricing. So those are the 3 different pricing structures: flat rate, interchange pass-through, and 3-tier pricing. If you look at your statement and you don't know which way you're priced, you can't figure it out, sometimes those statements can be confusing, email it to me, stacy@risenowpayments.com. I'd be happy to look at it, and I'm sure I can tell you pretty quickly which way you are priced, or if maybe you're on a legacy pricing structure from back in the day, we can figure that out as well. If you have any questions about pricing, send them my way. I'm glad to answer them, and we'll be diving deeper in future videos on each of these pricing structures, because there's a lot to know about how to make it work for your business, or maybe if you're in need of a pricing structure that better fits your business, then you can figure that out as well. Talk to you later, guys. I hope you have a great day.